Janet Carol Ryan, and I'm your practitioner today. And I also will be serving to interweave some of our connections as Reverend Karyl is away, attending the opera conducted by her son. It's quite a milestone moment. So please join me in our opening prayer. As we fully arrive in the bliss and the blessing of this very moment, knowing that everything is truly divinely orchestrated for our highest simply by being here. For I know that there is one power, one presence, one infinite source. We may call it God, we may call it love, universal energy. It is all one. And it is this divine connection that breathes and lives and has its being as the beauty of nature, the love between beloveds, and the creative expression that flows out of each and every being. And I know that this has called us together this morning to celebrate life, to bring forth the greatest good for each and all. And so I accept these blessings in advance, in all that has been prepared and all of the delightful possibilities already bubbling up because we said yes to this moment, this time together. Love is the interconnection that comes from the infinite source for all as all. And in this, I give thanks and let it be. And so it is. Blessed be. Now for our special music with Bodhi. We welcome Bodhi. Thank you.
Good morning. My friend Stephen was supposed to be here with me today, but he had an injury and couldn't make it, so we'll send him some healing prayers. Well, this month is all about connection. So, who's feeling connected? So many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. Rainbows, so we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know the wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me, all of us under its spell. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me. La la da 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 da. La da 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 da. Yeah. Me and Kermit, you know, we go way back.
Thank you, Bodhi. And thank you especially for always stepping up and bringing the music, especially today when you had something else planned with Stephen. So it's my pleasure to share with you some of the wonderful connections in this community of events and opportunities to be together beyond Sunday service. Pardon me, let me get my glasses on. We offer gratitude to the Heart to Heart team. This is a team of truly angels who visit folks who may need some assistance during a time of illness or surgery or the event of needing some transportation or meals. And so we thank all of you who serve on the Heart to Heart team and know that each and every one of us receives that blessing through the love in the community. Let's offer some applause to Heart to Heart. And we see that two of our teachers are representing the children today and holding space for if children do arrive, that they'll be ready with a lesson and a warm hug and something to offer. So thank you, teachers, for being present for our children. This afternoon, we have two really special offerings in the community. And right after service, Reverend Sarah Hargrave will be facilitating an opportunity for all of us who wish to help each other succeed. And in this, she facilitates a conversation about how we can give and receive actual useful support from each other for our passion, work, hobby, or dream. And that'll happen right here immediately after service. If that calls to you, just stay. We'll group up some chairs at 11:30. And that will conclude in time for a second event, which is being facilitated by Reverend Katherine Revoir, who is our guest speaker, and I'm going to say a little more about her in a moment. Her event is called A Sacred Conversation, and that takes place at the Learning Center in San Rafael at 1:30, correct? So that gives you time to help each other succeed, have a bit of lunch, and then Drop deeply into your sacred center in conversation with your community members. Wow, how rich is that, eh? Upcoming, one of our most spectacular events, the winter solstice celebration, will occur here in this space, which will be transformed into a magical, theatrical, ritual celebration that is really beyond imagining. Reverend Karyl is masterful at creating this experience for us. So there are beautiful flyers. We'd love for everyone to share the word, invite your friends to a spectacular evening, December 21st. Sooner than that is Thanksgiving, as we all know, this coming week. And the Walkers have opened their home for a dinner. Jet is sitting over here. For those of you who have signed up, your place is set. There are spaces for maybe 2 or 3 more folks. So today is the day to make it known that you wish to join community members for Thanksgiving dinner. And Jet, where is the sign up and on the education table? So at 3 p.m. All the details are there on the sheet. Next Sunday and the following, we are going to turn this space into an art center, an art show for several artisans in this community to offer all kinds of wonderful gift buying opportunities. That's a good word. Thank you, Posey. Cue card. Yeah. So join us for that as well. The Capricorn birthday party. There are details on all of these events in your bulletin and on the website. So I believe, one more. There's a harbinger of things to come with the Christmas tree over there. And this is where we select the name of a child or a family that otherwise wouldn't have Christmas and purchase a gift specifically for that child. So if you'd like to participate in that, it's starting this Sunday and will be here through the next several Sundays. So I think that is it for the announcements. Thank you for your kind and wonderful attention. And now, as we begin to open the space to welcome our speaker, I want to start with acknowledging this fabulous altar put together by Kathy Fowler. And in the theme for the year, which is the sacred wheel and the coming together of the ancient and the new worlds, she has brought beautiful symbols of the connection between the old and the new, the ancient path and the new world, and the sharing of resources, love, and spirit that occurred with the coming together of the folks from the New World and the ancient. The symbols of Thanksgiving, the harvest. The wreath is the unending circle of continuous connection. And the little duck, evidently, Kathy's shared with me, is a Native American symbol for the connection between heaven and earth and carrying our prayers to heaven. So thank you so much, Kathy. Beautiful. So I'm delighted to be the one to get to welcome Reverend Katherine Revoir to our stage. I've known her for several years. I call her friend. She was friend to me when I first came into this community, and I know her as profoundly creative, resourceful, wise, compassionate, and loving presence. She is a skilled artist. She's a visionary artist. In fact, several of her canvases still hang in our learning center. She is a writer. She is a teacher. And she will always tell you that she is a student as well as a teacher of truth. And I know that she is deeply dedicated to those of us who are on the spiritual path. So I welcome my friend, Reverend Katherine Revoir.
Thank you, Janet. That was beautiful. I rock. Well, our theme this month is connection. So I just want to take a moment and have us all connect. And I want to just get in my body and relax and invite you all to connect in whatever way that works for you. I love this theme because it talks about my favorite of all of the universal principles that we study, and that is the first one, the principle of oneness, that we're all one. We're all connected. There is, I think it was Plato that said, there is no other. I love that. And many years ago, I heard Reverend Michael Beckwith say something that really has sprouted up inside of me, and that is about life purpose. And he said that we all share the same life purpose. We all have the same life purpose, and that is that we are here to express love. So what a beautiful way to think about connection and to think about our most universal of universal principles of oneness through that lens of expressing love. Another way that I like to think about expressing love is making life more wonderful for ourselves and for other people as well. So, one way that we connect that is another really universal experience that we all share is needs. We all have the same needs. Everybody in this room has the same needs as somebody that might be on the other side of the world, maybe planning to do harm to somebody in this moment. We all have the need for beauty and for integrity and for respect and balance and peace and love and joy. And what makes us individuated is that we have different strategies for getting those needs met. So somebody who might be right now thinking that they might want to do harm to somebody else has the same needs as we do. Maybe it's a need for security or for community or for being accepted. So we are always trying to get our needs met. That's what we do. We're like little needs machines. Everything we do, every action, every thought, every idea, everything we do is to be in service of meeting a need. And that's kind of what makes us one. That's sort of speaks to our divinity, our human connection. And when I talk about needs, I'm not talking about the need for status or celebrity or great wealth. These are needs that our culture has kind of placed on us as something that sounds like a good idea, but those are not really true needs. I'm talking about the ones that are universal, that we all share. The other day I was trying to kind of just settle myself into what I was going to say today, and I looked outside of my window, and I had a sweater that was out in the sun, and there was this bug on the sweater. It was one of those stick bugs. It was that long. It was huge, and it was white, and I have never seen anything like it, and it was just kind of crawling along, minding its own business. And I thought, wow, that's so beautiful. I've got to go outside, and I've got to check this out. And so I walk outside, and I saw that it had these little eyes that were like marbles that, it could probably see 360. And so the minute I started to walk outside, it just froze. And it went right into, I'm a stick. I am not food. You will not eat me. These are not the droids you're looking for. And I just sat there and waited, and it just sat there and waited. And then I thought, wow, this beautiful bug has needs. It has needs for self-preservation. It has needs for not being eaten. And it's easy to think about needs in terms of physical needs, like we all need water and air and food and things like that. But the emotional needs we also share. So I was thinking, well, gee, it has these needs and it's not going to move. So my need was for learning. My need was for appreciation and admiring its beauty. And so I thought, well, okay, I think its needs are going to win out. And I went back inside, and then as soon as I walked inside and I looked out my window, it just started crawling off again. So we're always doing whatever we do to fulfill a need. And even if that doesn't turn out the way we think it should or the way we want it to. I had this experience when I was a young 24-year-old hippie single mom living in a chicken coop in Petaluma some years ago. And I didn't know anybody, and except for I had my 1-year-old daughter, Carmen, and I befriended this couple, and they were kind of living on the edge. They lived outside the law, let me put it that way. They really enjoyed a lot of drugs, a lot of the time. But they had a son who was about the same age as my daughter. And I've always had this sense of shame about hanging out with them because they were not the kind of people that I would normally hang out with. And as I look back on it now, so many years later, 40 years later, I'm thinking, wow, that experience allowed me to fulfill a whole lot of needs. I had a need for connection. I had a need for friendship. I had a need for mutual support. And I had a need for fun. And those needs were being met. So that has allowed me to really soften up on myself about this thing that I had felt this amount of shame around, and feel a little warmth toward myself about it. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes and recall a time when you did something that you regretted. Maybe you allowed something to happen that, as you look back on it, you wouldn't have done. Something that, an action you took that maybe you feel bad about. Could have been yesterday or years and years ago. Just whatever pops up. And now look at whatever it was that happened or didn't happen through the lens of non-judgment. So if there was any judgment around yourself or somebody else, just let that fall away and pretend like you don't know how to judge. And just look at it from this kind of observation lens and see what need that you had that was being met. Perhaps a lot of needs weren't being met, but what need did you have that was being met? Maybe it was self-preservation or friendship or belonging or acceptance. And then as you think of this, see if you can find some warmth for yourself, some self-acceptance, some self-love. Because you really were trying to meet a need. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Anybody want to share what need might have been met? You don't have to tell the story. Yeah?
My need is comfort.
Comfort. Ah, nice. Big one. Thank you. Anyone else? Safety. Thank you. Just call it out. Belonging. Service. Connection. Helping others. Friendship. Friendship. Stability. Respect. Love. Oh, justice. Thank you. Oh, these are beautiful. Even when we're giving, when we're tithing to our community, and we might think, well, gee, we're doing this because we want to help other people, it's really to fulfill our own need for contribution. We have a need to contribute, to make life more wonderful for our community or for somebody else. So when it comes to fulfilling our own needs and having that resonance within ourselves that allows us that feeling of connection with ourselves, we have this beautiful, innate mechanism that's designed perfectly and divinely to let us know whether our needs are being met or whether they're not. And it's called feelings. We all are hardwired to feel. Just go visit my 2-year-old grandson who has no problem letting you know exactly how he feels at any given moment. So our feelings are always pointing to whether our needs are being met or not being met. So I'm just going to check in right now in this moment. I'm feeling a sense of calmness and kind of excitement because my needs right now in this moment for connection are being met. I'm looking into the faces of many people that I love, and I'm feeling the connection. My need for community is being met. My need for, I hope my need for being heard is being met. I see that there's a lot of people that seem to be listening to what I'm saying. I have a need to be heard. We all do. I have this little tiny tightness, maybe right over here, that's like, I have a need for acceptance. You know, I really want to be accepted. I want that sense of belonging and acceptance, and I want to be received for my authentic self. That's really important to me. And sometimes I can just feel that as a little tightness over here. So let's do that right now. Let's just have you close your eyes if you're comfortable. And notice a sensation in your body. Sensation, any sensation. Can be physical, can be emotional. And if that sensation were a feeling, what would it be? A feeling of peace or a feeling of discomfort? Feeling of grief? And what need is either being met or not being met? What is that feeling pointing to? It's either being met or not being met. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. Any surprises? Anybody want to share anything? Only me. Yeah. So the tender part. I didn't mention this, but my talk title is The Tender Mechanics of Connection. And for me, the tenderest part is connecting with myself and with others, and simply resonating with either myself or somebody else's feelings and needs, without needing to fix or change or heal, without needing for somebody else to be any different than exactly how they are right now. This is, to me, the tender part. I've spent almost my entire adult life, and probably way before that, trying to help people, either from a place of ego, where I want you to know how brilliant I really am, and so I'm going to give you some advice, or I'm going to help you or fix you or change you. I'm going to empty out my pockets of all of my infinite wisdom so that I can help you. Either for the reason of you admiring me for my infinite wisdom, or maybe just because I love you so much and I want to help you. So, if we can just stand with somebody, if we can just stand with somebody and be in their divinity exactly the way they are, then they don't, then they can feel safe. That somebody is just understanding them, resonating with them, being with them without needing for them to change or be any different. So to me, this is the tender place of connection through feelings and needs as a way of expressing love. I mean, if it's true that we're all here to express love, if that's really what we're here for, to be making our own lives and other people's lives more wonderful, then what better way to do that than to simply see the divinity in where people are, exactly the way they are, however they are, in any particular moment. To me, that's the tenderest mechanic of connection. So I want to stop talking now, and I want to listen and hear what this might have sparked in you.
Exactly what I learned this week. What you were saying about helping people, and I've had to learn through Janet's help, just let them be. And it's okay not to always be there, not to solve the problems, not to always give. And it just set me free. I just felt like this burden was lifted. And it was like, wow, it's okay to be myself, and it's okay to let everybody else be themselves. And it was just a revelation. You just stated exactly what I learned. And it was like, thank you.
Yes. Yes, so in case we didn't hear what Cindy Lou said, she just learned this in Janet's class, that it's okay to let people, not only okay, but it really works, to let people just be who they are, how they are, in whatever experience they're having, and how freeing that is for you. Yes. Yes, without changing them. I like that visual. Changing them. Yes. Yes. Yes, Scott. Skip.
Unconditional love, that's what it all about. Because, there's no condition of change that's necessary. You accept them just the way they are.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, and unconditional love is something that I certainly have learned and learned and learned as a spiritual student, and yet I have not ever understood the mechanic of how we get to the unconditional love. So thank you, Skip. Yes. Yes, release the attachment. And that's it, isn't it? It's about releasing attachment that they have to change or that they should be any different than they are. Because once, if I'm if I'm talking with you, Skip, and I'm saying, it'd be really great if you read this book or learned this. If you could only read this book, then you'd, maybe your beloved cat just died, and you're feeling grief. And, if I say, gee, have you read this book? And do you know about this 5 stages of grief? And can I help you this? And can you do this? And this is what happened when my cat died. I'm like all into me and not into like, Skip, are you heartbroken? Are you feeling heartbroken? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling a sense of emptiness inside? You know, now I'm like really connecting. Now I'm like, woo. Now I'm you. Now I'm experiencing that there is no other. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
How do you deal with people who are enjoying playing the victim? How do you deal with people, I'm working on love and kindness,
Yes.
except I hear what you say.
Yes.
But how do you deal with people, and when you were saying, I try to be loving and kind, matter of fact, I
Yes.
spent some time yesterday with somebody who forever playing the victim.
Yes. Great.
You get tired because the
Yeah.
energy out of
Yes.
you.
Yes, like a vacuum cleaner.
And after I left this person, I was being aware what was going on, but at the same time,
Yes.
because I've been for years a part of Science of Mind, I know the game and all that. So not the game, I know the principle.
Yeah.
So after you leave, I say, I just spent 3 hours with this person. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm aware of that whatever you try to be maybe kind and loving, you cannot hear it, you cannot see it because you enjoy playing the victim.
I understand. Okay, so the question is, how do you be with people that are in a victim consciousness? I see your hand. Hang on a second, Hilary. And this is my greatest challenge. How perfect that you should bring this up, because I have a trigger about that myself. What I have learned to do that works for me, and that's all I can say is what works for me, is that I try to translate what they're saying into their needs and feelings. So if somebody's saying, God, just how are you? Oh boy, just like one thing after another. It's always this or it's always that, I'm thinking in my mind, well, they may be feeling a little depressed because they're needing something. They're needing a sense of belonging or caring. I find in my daily life that as I speak to people, that there is always that we are a longing to be heard. We long to be heard, but in our culture, we're not trained to speak this language of compassion where we just stand with somebody and listen to them. So what I do is I translate. I take guesses. I guess, maybe they're feeling heartbroken. Maybe they're feeling whatever they're feeling because they need that. And I might ask them, or not, depending on what I feel like doing at the time. And, yeah. So I need to stop soon, but Hilary, you've got your hand up.
So I knew this woman whose name I'm not going to mention. Nobody knows, but she was clinically depressed, and she the world just was terrible.
Okay, we need to kind of be quick.
And, and there was just nothing anybody could say to her. That was, the world was terrible, and that was it. And my thing was, Michael Beckler said this. He said, I got to go. And that really made an impression on me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what you're saying, Hilary, I think, is that what you got to do is you just need to remove yourself from that situation and do something else. Yeah.
No amount of listening or anything else would help this person, and this person just would drain my energy.
Yeah. So we have needs too. We have needs around other people. So I want to invite anybody who would like to come and learn this language of compassionate listening and speaking to the afternoon sacred conversation at 1:30 at the Learning Center. And we'll have tools and practice doing this. I want to end with a short story from the Talmud, which is one of the ancient Hebrew texts. And it's a story about a rabbi who is in front of a lot of his students, and he says, "When do you know the exact moment that dawn has arrived? When do you know the exact moment that dawn has arrived?" There's this silence, and one student raises their hand and says, "When you can tell the difference between a dog and a sheep." And the rabbi says, "No." "When do you know the moment that dawn has arrived?" Another silence. Somebody else raises their hand and says, "When you know the difference between a fig tree and an olive tree." "No, that's not it." And he says, "You know the exact moment when dawn has arrived when you look into the eyes of another human being and you see yourself." Thank you.
Thank you, Katherine. So let's all look into the eyes of each other and see ourselves.
What a tender gift. Thank you, Bodhi. And thank you again, Reverend Katherine, for bringing the gift of your presence today. And now is the time that we have the opportunity to give the gift of our connection through our sacred offering. our gifts, our tithes, our blessings to this community and the principles that we share. So I invite the ushers to come forward. As Bodhi provides us with some music, and each of us, as we prepare our gifts and tithes, to infuse your gift with some aspect of your tender connection with Spirit, and know that your gift goes forth to bless and prosper as you are prospered in the giving.
Are you ready?
I am. Are you?
Go.
Shall
You gonna
we?
sing with me?
Let's do it.
You wanna sing? He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got earth and the sky in his hands. He's got the earth and the sky in his hands. He's got the earth and the sky in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He got the little bitty children in his hands. He got the little bitty children in his hands. He got the little bitty children in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the you and me system in his hands. He got the you and me system in his hands. He got the you and me system in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He got the you and me brother in his hands. He got the you and me brother in his hands. He got the you and me brother in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got all of our connections in his hands. He's got all of our connections in his hands. He's got all of our connections in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. One last time. He got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, amen.
Amen. So I've asked Reverend Katherine to offer a blessing for the offering.
Yes, so we've got the whole world in our hands. We've got each other. We need each other. We need support. We need love. We need connection. We need spiritual community. And I bless this offering that goes forth to support this community that supports so many. So I'm just giving thanks. I'm knowing that this gift goes forth and multiplies. Blessed be. Amen.
To the ushers, thank you. And now I call forth the practitioners who are in service today and those who are available to surround the room with love. Our prayer practitioners are available after service at the prayer table. And this is a sacred moment of connection with the highest truths. So please do avail yourselves of a spiritual mind treatment. If there's anything heavy on your heart or something to celebrate that you'd like to have witnessed, gratitude. And now please join me as the practitioners embrace the room with love. And we remember that love is indeed what we are here for. Love is our life purpose. And in the sacred connection with the divine, all that there is love. And I affirm and know that this love flows abundantly in each life in the ways in which we give forth and the ways that we receive. It is unlimited. It takes form as each and every one of us and becomes more of itself as we recognize our divinity within. I give thanks for all of the blessings of this day, for the sweet community that we share and the tender connection with divine love in each one. With gratitude for all the ways that love shows up. I affirm that we take it with us into the week, into the day ahead, into the next conversation, the next connection, for God is right there. And in this knowing, I simply let it be, and so it is. Blessed be. And now, if you would stand for the affirmation and closing song, Reverend Katherine will guide us in the affirmation phrase by phrase. Our listening. Our word.
Our gentle gesture.
A gentle gesture.
Our presence.
Our presence.
Is medicine.
Is medicine.
Wow.
Yes.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes. And I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. And I know the joy of peace. And I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up, and peace is every step. Peace is every step. Peace is every step.
Couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been better. So perfect. Thank you. Oh, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Good stuff.
Oh, thank you. Come this afternoon if you're available. Oh, don't
I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay. Don't take off your shoes yet. Hi.
Can't make it to your place. I have a lunch date, but I will hold it in great space.
Thank you. Oh, you got a new bag. Oh, you didn't get a new bag. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about your bag. Why should your bag not be gorgeous?
It's going to be gorgeous. It's a priority thing. I'd rather buy a leather jacket for $30 than a $100 bag.
Wait a minute, I thought it was $800.
Well, $900 on sale.
Oh, okay.
But that's more important than upgrading a bag that I carry
Okay,
shoes
but
in.
still,
That I change it.
it's still reflecting your beautifulness.
Absolutely.
I will buy you a shoe bag.
I would love it. I will totally accept that. What a great conversation. You lead a visioning. I love you very much.